Made good money this year? Cool. IRS wants its cut.
Did you plan for it? Most people don't.
That's why they get crushed.
We're two accountants who've seen it all, and we're breaking it down so it doesn't happen to you.
Two accountants talking shit. Let's go, Gary.
Hello, I'm Gary. This is Mike. We're here for Two Accountants Talking Shit. Today, we wanted to talk a little bit about why we want to do this podcast in the first place. Why did you want to do the podcast?
Because you talked me into it.
Why do you think I wanted to do it?
You made me feel guilty.
Okay.
Because you get a lot of questions all the time. We get a lot of questions all the time.
Yes.
And we repeat ourselves a lot. And it's, something that's kind of routine for us, but people find it interesting.
Yeah.
And so we figured that, it's really relevant and interesting information for business owners or contractors or creators. And it's interesting, but we also kind of want to do something fun. We've been friends for six months.
So that's more or less.
Yeah, more or less.
Give or take 20 something years.
Yeah, and we have a lot of funny stories, and so we relate taxes and tax implications to our funny stories.
I've spoken with literally thousands of business owners over the last 30 years, 20 years. When I got my CPA, I got my CPA license in 2002. So 20 something years.
It's probably the same questions over and over again, right?
It is a lot of the same questions, but that's the fun part about it, sharing the information. I see a lot of weird information on social media.
AI. Yeah, it's not always correct.
It's not always correct. Or there's partial truths. I see stuff on social media. Oh, if you're paying any taxes, you're paying too much. So that's obviously not true. We've both, been CPAs and, have had
co-founded 1-800 Accountant. We have hundreds of thousands of small business clients.
That's right. So we've literally talked to thousands and thousands and thousands of people about this stuff. So anyway, the topic of the day is Coachella.
And why is that the topic of today, Gary?
Because it was just last weekend.
And you were there.
I was there. Why didn't you come?
I didn't get the invite.
That is not true. I literally told you several times that I was going. And then you acted surprised when I got here.
Well, I got confused. I thought it was the different one, the different music festival where it's kind of dirty.
Which one is that?
I don't know. There's not many things you'd like to do that's high end. You'd like to do the dirty stuff.
Oh, it is. It was super fun, man. I mean, it was dirty. It's like you're on the desert, so it's kind of dirty. So yeah, but it was super fun. Anytime I go to something like that, I'm always analyzing the business side of it. So I think it's super interesting, right? How they're just. I mean, there's 125,000 people there at a time. So the fact that they've got, a shuttle fleet taking people from hotels, they're got different tiers of tickets. They've got different access points. They've got, artist passes, guest passes, VIP passes. So it's super interesting. So we're going to talk about a little bit about the economic impact of Coachella.
Who was your favorite performer?
My favorite performer? I liked 9 Inch Noise. Yeah. So it's the combination of 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor, and
really mad I missed out.
Yeah, I know. We're going next year. We gotta go next year.
Yes, for sure.
Definitely made me want to return. Okay, so let's talk about Coachella a little bit. How much money do you think Coachella grossed over the 2 weeks? So it's 2 weekends, right? So
Friday
through Sunday, 2 weekends.
I'd probably say 850 million.
No, not that much.
Well, then that's not that interesting.
It's a lot though, man. It is, let's see, $200 million.
Justin Bieber sold $15 million of merch himself.
I know. So that's Coachella's revenue, right? So Coachella's revenue is $200 million. The total economic impact of this is crazy.
That's what I thought you were asking. That's a much more interesting question.
Okay, so let me pose it this way.
Wait, I don't have a laptop. You're going to Google it.
I'm prepared. I'm not Googling.
Well, if you were prepared, you wouldn't be watching it.
I'm prepared, man. Okay, right. Okay. So
what was the impact?
Okay, media impact value. Have you heard of that term before? I've just learned about this. So basically, tries to measure the monetary value that a brand gets by being there and advertising across different channels. So basically, it's trying to answer the question: if I had to pay for this level of exposure, what would it be worth?
Yeah, like earned media or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Basically that, but it's kind of a proprietary thing where they're looking at reach, engagement, different types, geography, all that stuff. So The media impact value for 2025 was measured to be about $870 million. This weekend,
I mean, was I close?
you were very close to media impact value. So 2026, they haven't finished the calculations yet, but it's over $1 billion.
I would like to
for
have
sure.
this conversation without the laptop. And by the
I'm
way,
using a cheat sheet, man.
that is like a Fred Flintstone laptop. Why is it so big?
I've got bad eyes. I got really bad eyes.
Well, you have glasses for that.
I know.
But how much memory does that thing have? How much RAM?
It's actually kind of old. I don't know.
Let me get my laptop out.
Let's see it. Oh man, come on. Come on. Yeah. Big is the new small.
What?
Big is the new small.
Is that what you always say?
That's what I always say. All right, let's talk about Justin Bieber. You're a believer, right?
Yeah, I like him. Yeah.
How much do you know how much money he got paid to
No.
perform? $10 million.
Okay.
And I heard that he didn't use an agent, so he got all that money. So he didn't get to have to pay it. Now, I think the artists pay their production stuff out of what they get. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a business, and so
right.
all the deductions come out.
Yes, exactly.
All the expenses that turn into deductions, everything.
Exactly.
So of the 10 million, what his net would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
If I had a big laptop in front of me, I'd pull it up.
Yeah. How would you know what his deductions are?
Well, I would just like what he, probably like they always say when Floyd Mayweather would have this like $200 million fight, he'd end up getting like $6 of it.
Yeah, right. Okay, so let's assume that Justin Bieber netted. Well, okay, first of all, he made $10 million just on the performance, right?
Mhm.
Just on this 2 nights of performing. $5 million.
Wasn't there something where he had to play his music because he sold his rights to the catalog?
Yeah, he did. So he had to sing karaoke style to his old music so that he wouldn't have to, I guess, pay royalties. Yeah, it is interesting. I wonder if that's going to be challenged in court or anything. Be interesting.
Well, don't bring it up. This is only our second one.
That's true. That's true. Okay, merch sales. So in addition to performance fees, there are also merch sales.
And you already told me he sold 15 million.
Yeah,
so he sold more than is yeah.
That's right. Did you know he has his own merch brand?
Everyone does.
I know. That's the new thing.
I even have it.
Do you?
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you want to start one, but I didn't know. Why didn't you include me in that?
Well, we don't share everything.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, you have a mouse too.
I do. It's so much easier than the trackball. You
have a trackball too. Your screen, you can't touch it.
No.
Look at that keyboard.
I know. Okay, stop.
All right.
We're getting distracted. All right, let's talk about Justin Bieber's. Let's talk about how much he made, and then so obviously we don't know what his expenses are. So I'm just kind of doing this on gross.
Private planes, but a lot of times they give him the private planes.
That's true. Yeah. So that would not be a deduction.
Yeah.
But let's just assume that he netted $10 million.
Okay.
California income tax is 13.3%, the highest income tax rate, right? Highest tax rate in the country for state taxes. So if he netted $10 million, that would be $1.3 million taxes that he pays at California. Just the state. Yeah. And then federal.
He's in the highest tax bracket.
He's obviously in the highest tax bracket.
But I'm sure he's a corporation. He's an LLC. I mean, that's what we should be talking about.
That is true. So
he's not paying necessarily individual rates.
Necessarily. But I mean, if he's a C corp, what's the C corp tax rate in California? I did look this up. It is a flat 8.84%.
On top of the federal
21%. And then if he takes dividends out, that would be another 20% for qualified dividends, and then 3.8%
So if he paid himself from the corporation, he pays on the double taxation.
Still way over
triple
50,
tax. I mean, all these
way over 50%
taxes on the same dollar.
That's right.
Everyone's taking a cut.
That's right. So,
and in some cases, the same dollar twice. If it's a corporation, and then he pays himself a dividend.
Right. Yep.
Pays the corporate tax and then the individual tax.
I would be willing to bet it's some sort of flow through entity.
Well,
but you never know. I mean, I would like to see his taxes. There would be some interesting tax plan. I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot of tax planning opportunities with this stuff.
I mean, you say you did research and you prepared for this, but maybe you could have got him on our podcast.
That's coming soon.
$10 million to perform.
$10 million to perform. How much do you think he'd charge us to be on the podcast?
Not $10 million.
No. No.
He'd probably pay us. I mean, it's good exposure.
What kind of media impact value would he have by being on this podcast?
Negative. We would owe.
It would damage his brand. It would damage his brand to be on this podcast. Oh man, that's so good. Okay, let's talk about his merch.
Yeah.
So he was selling merch. California is obviously collecting. California and local are collecting sales tax. So I did look up what the sales tax was at Coachella. It was 8.875%, I believe. So if he sold $15 million of merch, yeah, 8.75% sales tax. That would be $1.3 million that California state and local governments collected. So, and that's just one performer, right?
So how much did California take in?
Man, I mean, tens of millions of dollars. And then you add on top of that every single influencer that was there.
Yeah.
If an influencer is getting paid, everybody was, on social media was saying this was just an influencer Coachella. And so, it's just super, but when I was there, there's influencers there, but there was a lot of normal people too. But let's say an influencer made $50,000, they're working in California. California wants the money, right?
And a lot of people don't know that.
That's right. So where you are located is the jurisdiction of that's going to be taxed. I mean, I can guarantee you, if you're an influencer and you made some money at Coachella, and you don't file a California state tax return, and they go back and look at your social media and see that you were at Coachella and you're a fairly big influencer, they're going to want their cut.
Yeah. For example, I'm a lifelong Seattle Seahawks fan, and the Seahawks won the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, did they?
Go Hawks. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, okay. Man. And Sam Darnold actually.
You were not. You kept playing it down. You didn't think they were going to win the Super Bowl this year.
They kind of got hot.
They did.
The coach is good. He's unassuming.
Yeah. Okay.
I like him.
Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
So anyway, so we win, right? So Sam Darnold gets it's like a $150,000 bonus or something for the winners, like everyone in the Super Bowl winning team.
Yep.
But they were there for the whole week in California. Because that's where the Super Bowl was, in California.
Yep.
And so they took every single day he was there, because there's team meetings and there's practices. Those are all considered working in California days, not just the game.
Right.
And so he got a $250,000 tax bill just for that week.
Right.
Just because that was part of his $100 million contract or whatever. They took 7 days out of divided by 7.
Right.
And he got the $150,000 bonus. So he lost money. He lost $70,000. He netted $70,000. Negative $70,000.
He probably wishes the Super Bowl would have been in Miami or Dallas or something.
Yeah.
0%.
But I mean, that has a huge impact when players or especially now with NIL and college athletes, a huge impact on where they decide to go.
That's right.
Because of, as you're stating, I mean, it's a material amount.
That's right.
That they take.
Yeah. So there's obviously a lot of state and local tax implications when you're to these events. Yeah, I remember. Do you remember accounting classes? That's where we met in college, right?
Accounting classes.
Do you remember the accounting classes? We had to do a project, and I don't know. You weren't. I don't think we were in any tax classes together, were we?
I don't know.
But
it's all fog. Those BYU days were really.
So, yeah, I mean, I remember doing a project where you had to evaluate a contract. I mean, the contracts were a lot smaller back then than they are now.
Mm-hmm.
But what a contract in Texas or Florida would be versus a contract in California.
Because Texas and Florida, they don't have a state income tax.
That's right. So no state income tax in those states versus a player in New York or California where you've got over 10% state income taxes for the highest rate. So super interesting stuff. But the point being, there's a lot of tax planning opportunities around where you're located. We work with people all the time to talk about that stuff. Also the structuring stuff's super interesting. Whether a C Corp makes sense or flow through entities for some of these bigger people, bigger stars. The vast majority of smaller people, the flow through entity makes a lot of sense. We'll get into that some other day. We'll talk about that in detail. the structuring. I think maybe we'll have.
I think the point though is anyone who's an influencer or a creator, well, athletes it's a little more obvious, but a lot of people get 1099s. They don't realize
Yep.
that they have to pay the state and local tax. Local tax being in some cases the city tax. Like here in New York
Right.
City, it's not just the state; it's also the city.
That's right.
So people don't realize that, and they can get in trouble if they don't do the right planning, and and withhold or prepay like via estimated taxes quarterly.
Yep.
But that's where the proper tax planning and organization comes in for small business owners. And a lot of times, and this is like our whole career has been, in our business that we co-founded, it's really helping people who don't know they're a business treat their income as a business because they are a business. Like,
Right.
Real estate agents or anyone who's independent contractor, creators or influencers
Yep.
or musicians, performers, artists that get money that's not from a typical employer that withholds the taxes for them. Like
Right.
we call that W-2 income. So the 1099 income people need to do the proper planning.
That's right. That's right.
And it's not that hard. It's organization and proper structuring.
Yeah, I always say, the good news is as a business owner, the IRS, the tax code benefits you immensely. Obviously, the tax code is written to encourage certain behaviors among the public, and the government has decided that it wants to encourage entrepreneurship, which makes sense because it builds jobs, et cetera.
Contributes to the economy.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's all sorts of breaks there, and with proper planning, you can, minimize your taxes and keep.
Yeah, a
more
lot
of
of
your
people
money.
don't realize they're a business. They also don't realize that their expenses are business expenses
Yeah, exactly.
legally.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's no, I have that conversation with people all the time.
Yeah,
It's like,
if the state's going to be aggressive about going after people's income, then you need to be aggressive about tracking all of your work-related expenses.
that's right. That's
So
right.
you don't pay taxes on the top line, that the money, the top revenue that, in Justin Bieber's case, he doesn't pay taxes on the $10 million
That's right.
for his performance fees. He pays on the net, so the $10 million less the expenses.
That's right.
So
That's right.
there's a huge incentive to keep good records
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and make sure you're not paying taxes on more than you have to, because again, they're aggressive,
That's right.
and so they expect you to be equally
Yeah.
as aggressive.
Yeah, there have been Supreme Court cases where it's not wrong to take all of the deductions you're legally entitled to. You should do that. So yeah, that's where proper planning helps entrepreneurs take home more of their money and keep more. So
Mhm.
awesome. Okay, well, this has been enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
We hope to do many more of these. Hopefully, we'll have some guests on. Right, we'll have some influencers. Think we get Kim Kardashian?
Yeah, I think so. She's
You think so?
Yeah.
Who do you think we could
From
get?
Trump.
Trump? Oh, you think we get Trump?
Oh,
on?
yeah, easy. Yeah. Make a couple phone calls.
Make a few phone calls. Yeah, right. So hopefully we will have some good guests on here, and we'll keep up on the news and keep bringing hopefully some helpful content for small business owners.
Yeah, we're trying not to get too in the details, because it's kind of boring. But the details are there. Keep it big picture, and I think the biggest message is you're a business. Everyone's a business.
That's right.
Especially nowadays, people are working from home, or they have side hustles or side gigs or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
There's a business, especially real estate investing, all kinds of stuff. I mean, most people are business. I always say you're born with a social security number, or you get a social security number. You should also get an EIN number, which is
That's right.
employer identification number of when you have a business. So,
That's right.
I mean, it's the same amount of digits.
That's right.
It really means you should get both.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, everybody should be doing something on
I'm
the
not a
side
businessman.
to take
I'm a
advantage.
businessman.
to take advantage of the tax
Let's get
deductions.
Jay-Z on that.
Oh,
Just
man,
so,
that would be
so
good.
you just say that one line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll work
But
on
we could
that.
just be us too. I mean,
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
That's right. If we can't get any guests, it'll just be us.
Just be us.
And that's today's episode of Two Accountants Talking Shit.
If you're making money and still getting surprised by taxes,
You don't have a tax problem.
you've got a planning problem.
Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and send this to a friend. We'll see you next time.
Resonate.